Coming in at almost 15 pounds. This will be the largest limb cast I will have ever polished. And it's not mine, someone else's. And I'm going to try to get this started with this machine. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the 100 grit sandpaper here. And I'm going to start off with using water first. The goal is to get rid of all these saw marks. And the saw marks are going in this direction right here. So it's going this way. And so I'm going to be running the sander in the opposite direction because it typically sands faster that way for whatever reason. So we're going to start off with this on 100 grit sandpaper and see what happens. In case you may have missed it, like I said, this thing's 15 pounds, so I'll be getting the workout. It's arm day, baby. See the saw marks up here towards the top, right there? And they're sanding away pretty nicely. So I'm happy with that. But we're not done yet. We still have to do some more sanding. So it's going to take a minute. Alrighty, we're done with the 100 grit stage. Now we're ready for the 400 grit. Now this is not a brand new 400 grit belt. This is a quasi-worn, so it's not going to be as aggressive, which is perfect. And we're going to go ahead and spend some time on it, and then after we're done with the 400, we're going to keep going up in grit. So before I put this on the wheel, I am working in the same direction that I have been, because if I don't, I run the risk of cross-hatching on the overall finish, and I don't want that. So we're going to keep working in the same direction, and keep the stone moving on the wheel. Okay, so it is important to listen to your belts as you're using them. Doesn't matter if it's a belt, wheel, or whatever. Because if you're on a certain stage and something doesn't quite sound right, there could be a chance of some kind of cross-contamination, or there might be debris coming loose and it's staying on the wheel and causing it to scratch, or there might be a piece of grit that's higher than the rest of the belt and causing issues. I say that because something didn't quite sound right as I was sanding, and see if we can catch on the camera here. Yep, that's right there. See these scratches? That is from a contaminant on the wheel. It can either be another rock, it could be a grit that's higher than the rest of the belt. So you have to kind of listen out for that, because that can really mess up your day. Okay, I had a fan on, I have a mask on, I was running the belt dry, garage door is open so I don't get the dust inside the shop. And this is our finish after the 400 grit belt. And we're not done yet. Up next, we're going to use the 600 grit, and I'm just going to use the 600 grit belt dry. And my theory is this: what happens is when you use a belt dry, which I don't suggest people do unless you know what you're doing, when you run the belt dry, my theory is the material from the stone itself is getting caught up into the belt and helping with the sanding process. It's very similar to that of when you're tumbling rocks. You tumble the rocks with like stones, so obsidian with obsidian, agate with agate, etc., because the hardness of that stone kind of helps polishes the other stones without damaging it, if that makes any sense. But let's go ahead and find our 600 grit belt and go on to the next stage. And after I'm done sanding, we take it to my super top secret polishing process, the carpet wheel. It's not top secret, I'll tell you. It's just Berber carpet that's been glued to this spinny thing, which goes to a motor. It spins. And then I use a cerium oxide for polish. This is Gordon Glass Company's cerium oxide. You can get on Amazon. I get like a little soupy mixture in there. It's I can have it a little bit thicker, and that's just leftover water. But I like to have a little bit of a paste, When I do, I get the wheel damp, apply the paste. I've already done that, and then I turn it on, and away we go. So I've already got everything done. Let's go and turn it on and start polishing this big old limb cast. Today's arm day. I like to put a little bit extra cerium oxide on the stone itself. Just make sure our wheel's wet. Spray, and away we go. The adding pressure is key. And you can never spend too much time with the polishing process. Just spend as much time here as you want. The next step is to rinse it off. So we're going to clean this off in the sink just really quickly, and then we're going to take it outside with the textile cleaning gun to get all the nooks and crannies with all the polish that's in there, and then that way it'll be all done. So let's flip you around. Give it a quick rinse. I could have cleaned this outside the whole thing with the textile gun, but I like to get a lot of the excess off first, just so I'm not getting cerium oxide like everywhere outside, because like cerium oxide is really hard to clean off like concrete. Okay, so we're gonna take this thing out here. We're gonna just put it right here. Like my ride. It's vintage. So this is a textile cleaning gun. Shout out to Jared, currently Rock County, who suggested these because this thing is amazing. I used to use a steam cleaner. That thing kind of didn't last very long. So I've been using this. This thing is amazing. Make sure don't get this on your skin, or as far as don't point at yourself, because it hurts. But what I'll do is like in here, see some orange in there, so just go like this. I just do that, and after a while, then it'll get all clean. I'll go for another rinse in the sink, and then we'll dry it off, and we'll show it. So, man, this thing was heavy.